Okay, we're gonna try this again. Round two. Come on, Jodeci. Well, actually, Casey and JoJo. It wasn't. They had already left Jodeci at that point. Tonight, girl. Pray everything is well with you guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we're back. Yeah. If you think you're lonely now, Bobby Womack is still the original of this. Y'all know that, right? Lonely a fool. Gonna wait until tonight. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. I think some of us have been there. Y'all know what that is like. But shout out to everyone this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Keith K.L. Belvin here, crisis specialist, author, and educator. And oh man, you know, when you're live, you got to deal with technical difficulties. All of a sudden, everything was froze. But I'm back, and we're going to try to do this again. We're going to talk about avoiding your pain and self-medicating to deal with it. I'm going to give you 7 steps. I'm sorry, I won't give you steps to self-medicating. I'm going to give you 7 reasons why people self-medicate today. We're going to have that conversation. I noticed lately, and I think some of it is COVID. Some of it is just, actually a lot of it is COVID. And the fact that people cannot do the things that they used to do, the fact that people are not working. Now you toss in the political aspect of it. Now we have to deal with the remnants of the hurricane that just came through. And shout out to my people on the East Coast who are dealing with this nasty weather. We had to deal with it here in Delaware. So before I get started, let me do this. One, again, welcome to Watch Me. If this is your first time watching me, again, I am Keith K.L. Belvin. I come on every Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, God willing, to try to offer some type of introspective on what's going on in the world. I am a Christian counselor who does marriage therapy, but also, I mean, marriage counseling. I would be careful with that word therapy. Got that being tossed around way too much out here in the world. But I work mostly with women. I do work with some men, and I do work with some children. I do work with some couples, but majority of my clients are single women. Actually, yeah, single women, because I try to give back to the group that I did the most damage to. I feel I owe it to the women that I used to treat badly, and I want to see them recover from the pain from silly men like me. So again, I want to thank you. Now, again, I want to say this. Make sure that you like this right now. Go ahead and hit the like button. That lets me know if you're digging the content. Share this on your page. So hit the share button. I want to see you guys share. And then I want you to tag, let's see, what's going on, JJ? I want you to tag, what's today? Thursday, going into the 4-day weekend, 3-day weekend. Let's tag 3 people. All right, let's tag 3 people who might be dealing with some pains, may not want to admit that they're dealing with some pains, or who you just think need to hear this, but tag 3 people. I want you to simply put their name, drop it inside the chat, and let's go. Okay. All right. And so we're going to always, before we get into today's message, let's give a shout out to the sponsors. And the first one, and I pray I got to check and make sure she's okay, make sure her establishment is okay. Shout out to Chef Danielle Moore. She is the owner and operator of Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food Kitchen in Brooklyn, the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn, 497 Albany Avenue, right there on the corner. She is having a pop-up shop this weekend, but with this horrible weather, I hope that it is still going on. But make sure that you check her out. If you want to see who she is, what she does, and the food, man, go by my page and check it out. Now, here's the special part. She vacuum seals her food to send it to those that are no longer in New York. She sent oxtails, rice and peas, and the fixins out to Fresno, California. Shout out to Kim, who couldn't wait to post a picture of the finished plate. She didn't even post the beginning plate so we could see it. She posted it after she was done eating. So that is another service that Chef Danielle provides, is vacuum sealing the food and mailing it out to you. Also, you guys that are in the Brooklyn area, I don't think Queens, well, they probably could go that far, but she is now on Grubhub and Uber Eats. So no excuses about, I can't make it over there. Now the food can come to you. She is doing all this because she wants to give the people what they want. And before I move on, I want to say this because she posted something on her page where she posted a story of a person who was selling food out of their apartment and how the people were rallying around this chef and supporting. And one of the things that she said, and this is the person that she is, she says, I'm not posting this to hate on the chef. His people are supporting him. And what she was pointing out was that in other persuasions, their people will line up and support their own. And she was making the analogy to our own that at times we have to pull teeth to get our own to support each other. We got to get away from that. If you eat food and you know that the food is good, support. As soon as I got to New York a couple weeks back, I went right to it because I wanted to support and the food was good. And I already knew the food was going to be good, but I wanted to be there to make sure I applied my dollar to what she was doing, and the food was good. I had a shrimp po' boy with a chipotle aioli, and Tiff had shrimp deviled eggs and lobster and shrimp mac and cheese, and my partner Adam had a turkey burger. He played it safe, but he was still trying to get comfortable with being the Caucasian cat in the hood. But it's okay. I let him rock out with me. We were good to go. That's my dude. But yes, the food was great. So 497 Albany Avenue, Crown Heights section of Brooklyn, Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food. Make sure you check her out. And also make sure you check in on her with this horrible weather. All right. So moving on. I want to go to the next sponsor. And that is, and this is not so much a sponsor, but a community that I am a part of, the AMP community. And you say, what does AMP stand for? Amplified Marketing and Profits. Now, why am I showing this? Well, one, I am part of the literary community, but I have been writing books since 2007, and I've made some money. But when I came across a young lady who actually has strategies, not talk, join me, do this. No, she actually taught in my business group. And when she broke down the actual strategies on how you can make $250,000 on a quality book, let me tell you why it resonated with me. One, it was real. Because when she started to explain it, I could see it and it made sense. And I made money in some of those ways. I just didn't know how to extend it out to do even more. So shout out to Terkessa Colvin, because I am so happy that I'm a part of her group. And yes, I pay a monthly fee, but it has already started to pay itself off. If you guys have seen my new book cover, and actually I'll make sure I have a copy of it to show you tomorrow. Tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you something. When you pay somebody, you want to pay them to give you systems. I thought that was my door. I'm sorry. I don't want talk. I don't want you just giving me fluff. I want systems. I don't want pats on the back. I don't want motivation. I want systems because I'm paying you to show me how to do something. And when you show me how to do it, we're good to go, because then it's on me to get the work in. And I can honestly say, the way Terkessa has this set up, I feel I am getting above and beyond what I'm paying monthly. So if you are an author and you have a book out and you want to breathe life back into your book, or you have a book that's getting ready to come out, but you want to do all the necessary steps, this is the community that you want to be in. And always remember this: when you pay to be in something, you automatically rise above the foolishness of people who want to do it for free, but then give you whatever they want to give you because they're like, you ain't paying nothing. When you have sweat equity and you have your financial equity into the mix, the game changes, because now you have a partnership. I'm paying you, I want something in return, and it pays off. So if you're interested in joining the AMP community, hit me up and I will send you the link. And yes, I am a member. You will see me there when you come in. And I got 5 books, and I am applying this strategy to all of my books. So I just wanted to let you know that and hope that that pays off for you. All right, let's get into this. Let me jump on here. Hey, welcome back, Keith. Hey, that's me. All right, so here's the thing, guys. And it's real simple. All right. Avoiding your pain and self-medicating. Now, many of us go self-medicating, yes, but often many of us don't want to deal with what's wrong. I found this quote and I want to read it to you. So I'm going to bring it up full screen. I want to read this quote to you, right? And put a 1 in the chat room if this quote resonates with you, and I'm going to read it. I hide my true feelings to avoid causing you trouble or pain. I act strong to show you that I am not unreliable. I hold my tears back to show you that I am happy, but what hurts the most is knowing the fact that I am not all these things I portray to be. And that quote was written by Harriet Morgan. And I'm going to read that again. If it resonates with you, please put a 1 in the chat room. And if you're watching on replay, put a hashtag replay and make sure that you respond. I would love to know that you're here. But I'm going to read this again before I move on. I hide my true feelings to avoid causing you trouble or pain. I act strong to show you that I am unreliable, that I am not unreliable. I hold my tears back to show you that I am happy. But what hurts the most is knowing the fact that I am not none of these things at all. And let me explain something to you guys. And it's really, really important. Is that often when we don't know how to deal with our own emotions, we hide them because we don't want to be judged by other people, or we don't want other people to worry about us. So we hide our feelings. And anytime you suppress how you feel, anytime that you push down inside you how you feel, it causes a problem internally and externally. Internally, because it starts to cause internal stress, which can cause stroke, heart disease, high blood pressure, all of those things. But it also causes very poor behaviors, and we make very poor choices. And so many of us will self-medicate. We will actually take medication. Many of us will drink. Many of us will smoke. Many of us will go even worse and do other drugs. Many of us will choose food as a way to self-medicate. So we call it comfort food. Food does not comfort you. Food is only fuel. Food is gas. That's it. You put in a car, you drive. But when we start attaching an emotional connection to food, when we start getting aroused by food or by anything, it becomes a problem because you have given it a moniker that it should not have. Sex can be a form of self-medicating. Some of us, when we're dealing with emotional issues, become hypersexual. So some of us are overeating, some of us are hypersexual, some of us are smoking, some of us are drinking, some of us are doing harder drugs, all because we have not dealt with whatever is wrong. Now, this is where I come in as a counselor. As a counselor, you sit with me and we're going to have this conversation. Now, notice I didn't use the word therapy, because therapists are needed, and therapists, some people consider me a therapist. I moved away from that moniker only because I don't want the insurance companies telling me what to do. So I'm a Christian counselor. And I know some of my therapist brothers and sisters get offended when people who are not considered therapists, but I have the education, and I will take my license test in October, but that's not my focus in terms of dealing with the insurance companies. Not my thing. I want to help people who are in pain. I went to school to help people who are in pain. I have a master's degree in human service counseling, specializing in Christian ministry. And I chose that designation for a reason. I believe my faith and the faith that other people share with me is one of the better ways to get people to be able to deal with the pains that they have inside them, because the Bible offers a look to various types of pains connected to something extremely positive. So I don't knock therapy. I believe in it. I'm a strong believer in therapy, and I respect all the therapists who do what they do because it's needed. I just tend to stay away from the I forgot if I opened that or not. You never did that? Not remember if you opened the bottle or not and be like, wait a minute. But I tend to, I call myself, because I'm into the healing, not the therapeutics. I'm into healing. I want to see people heal. I want to see people be able to let go of the pain that's inside them. So I came up with 7 reasons why people self-medicate. Okay. And I want you to find yourself, if you're dealing with something right now, and I don't know who I'm talking to. So whoever you are that's looking at me right now, whenever you're looking at me, whatever time of day, night, whatever, if you're somebody that has suppressed certain feelings, if you know inside you're not who you really would like to be, or you have placed yourself in a position where it's like, I just don't want people to know what I'm dealing with. That's another reason why I counsel, is because in private, I've had a lot of people share with me things I know they would never share to other people. It's also one of the reasons why I work with churches. There's so many people sitting in churches that want to say something, but they don't want to be judged. I'm here for that smoke. But I'm going to give you 7 reasons why people avoid their feelings and self-medicate. All right, you ready to go? Grab a piece of paper. If you like to take notes, but you can always come back and watch the replay of the show if you missed anything. So let's get started. All right, here we go. Number 1, to numb their feelings. Yes, people will self-medicate, become hypersexual, smoke weed, drink booze, simply to feel numb. If I can numb my feelings, if I can numb myself to the things that I am feeling, then it goes away at that moment. Now, here's the crazy part is we know, and I've been there. I have made some of those same decisions. We know that it doesn't cure the pain. We just want it to stop at that moment. But the dangerous part of that is it doesn't. We numb ourselves, and if we numb ourselves too much, we become numb to our own pain, and it appears to disappear, but it doesn't. And it'll manifest itself because now we have to increase the thing that we're using to numb it, to keep it numb, and now we've formed an addiction. So the things that we use to keep ourselves numb can become an addiction because we have to continue to use it, and all of a sudden we look up and we're not where we need to be. Number 2, and this is connected to number 1, to avoid the struggles in life. When we're doing the things that we need that quote unquote bring us pleasure, it is so we can avoid the struggles that we're dealing with. Oh, we're not making enough money. Oh, I don't like the job. Oh, I don't like my marriage. Oh, I don't like my relationship. Oh, me and my kids are going through it. So I'm going to go have a drink. I'm going to go smoke a joint. I'm going to call up homegirl or homeboy and see if I can jump into bed with them. And then some of us even take pills because we just don't want to deal with the struggles of life. Like, all right, that job will be there tomorrow. I'll deal with that tomorrow. And you're noticing that everything leads to avoidance. And the more that we avoid, the more that we do ourselves harm. All right. Number 3 of the 7 reasons why people self-medicate and avoid their situation, their pain. Here's a big one. To cope with depression and anxiety. Many of us are suffering from depression, not clinically diagnosed because we don't go to the doctor or a therapist or a psychologist to actually have that conversation. But many of us are suffering from depression and anxiety. And one of the things that we have grappled with is that if we smoke an L, meaning smoke a joint, if we go out and have some drinks, if we can just jump into the bed or whatever else, then the depression and the anxiety will decrease. And you know what? They do. But what you have to be careful of. Now, I am not talking about the social drinker. I'm not talking about the social smoker. I'm not talking about the person who has somebody they really enjoy being with sexually and they go out and have sex. Those are actually okay activities as long as they're had for the right reasons. And if you're feeling a little anxious, and I would deal with why, and once you figure out why, go have sex. Once you deal with the why and you're working on it, go have sex. You know, if smoking weed, like I'm not opposed to smoking weed. I have no problem with it. I used to smoke 1987, I think was the last time I smoked. So was that 34 years ago? But I have no problem with those who do. If you smoke, okay, ain't no issue with that. Do you? And if you drink, I'm a social drinker. I had some drinks when I was in New York a couple of weeks ago. Now, I don't really drink here at home. I have some wine in there. I will have some wine, but nothing super heavy. And I got a bottle of 1800 in there that I have not opened, but I will from time to time. But you know, it is what it is. But I'm not even a social drinker. I think I've had one hard drink. The couple drinks I had in New York was like the first time I think in a couple years I had hard drinks other than some wine. That's about it. But to cope with depression and anxiety is number 3. All right, number 4. Number 4 on the 7 reasons why people self-medicate and to avoid their pain is to fill the emotional void. Whatever we're feeling empty about, we believe that self-medicating will help fill that. We believe that smoking weed, drinking, sex, and drugs will, or food, don't get me wrong. Some of us go out and again, the quote unquote comfort food. We try to use those things to fill whatever's missing. Some of us, if we don't have a relationship, overeat. All right. Some of us will drink a little bit more. Some of us will smoke a little bit more. And you'll see the pattern. All right. But it is to fill an emotional void. Now, number 5. Very easy one with this one. Number 5 is simply to have fun. Many of us, and again, hit me up, put a 1 in the chat room if you've seen this before, right? Some people, the only way they can have fun is when they're drinking. They literally will ask, is it going to be alcohol? Will they let me smoke? Some people, that's the only way they have fun, if they can smoke or drink. Or is it going to be food served? Is it going to be girls there, dudes there, whatever, because sex is their thing. But you got to be careful because, again, what's meant for fun can cause harm if it is connected to negative internal feelings. None of these things that I'm saying is wrong unless it becomes obsessive and it is to replace something that is going on inside you, something that you're avoiding. And I don't know who needed to hear this. And I'm going to go back over this real quick before I knock down these last 2. Number 1, to numb your feelings. And I'm giving the 7 reasons why people self-medicate. If any of these resonate with you, yo, let me know. I'm here for it. I'm here to talk. All right. Number 1, to numb your feelings. 2, to avoid struggles in life. 3, to cope with depression and anxiety. 4, to fill an emotional void. 5, to have fun. And again, if you're just joining me, I'm Keith K.L. Belvin on every Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. We got a little late start today because of the technical difficulties. And so with that said, I am a little late, but okay. We still got 2 more. Okay, you ready? All right. Number 6 on the 7 reasons why people self-medicate is to deal with grief. All right. And right now with COVID, with the hurricanes, with just drama, police brutality, you name it, unemployment, a lot of people are grieving, especially because of COVID. Listen, I've lost 50-something people since last March, a year and some change. Even my mom. My mom passed last June. So this virus has been wicked. And yes, many times I feel disillusioned and upset, but then I realize somebody needs me. My wife needs me. My daughter needs me. My other children need me. The clients that I work with need me. People that I haven't met yet need me. And I hold myself together. Plus, I honor my mother and my grandmother that they would not want me to fold up. They didn't raise me to fold up. But let me tell you something, it's hard. It is very hard. And I know somebody watching this right now is going through something. I get it. I get it. I really do. I understand that right now your relationships may not be the way it is. Your relationships with your husband, your wife, your relationships with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your relationship with your children, your relationship with yourself, and your relationship with God, because church hurt is real too. I know that there's many of you out there struggling right now. I get it. And I understand it. But we cannot choose alternate things to try to take the place of good old fashioned, let's get in this dirt and figure it out. That's why I'm here. But I cannot help you if you don't tell me. I cannot work with you if you don't step up and say, Keith, I got a problem. Can you help me? Well, let's talk about it. I might not have the skills to deal with that, but I can work with you to go find somebody who does. And if I have the skills to deal with that, then let's go. But none of that comes to you if you don't say anything. Nobody's going to know if you're out here doing drugs. Nobody's going to know who you're having sex with. Nobody's going to know if you're drinking. They'll know if you're drinking, if you get drunk and you're acting a fool. And I just had that conversation with a friend, and you know, I tried to warn him, because my goal is to try to see you healthy in any way that I can get you there. But you have to step up and say, I got this. All right. And here's the last one. And the last one may seem like number 5, but it's a little different, right? The last one is because it feels good. Now, number 5 was to have fun, but number 7 is because it feels good. Some people, when they have that drink, it just feels good. When they eat that food, like I said, comfort food, it feels good. When they smoke that weed, it feels good. When they do the drugs, it feels good. If you actually see the euphoria on their face, same thing with having sex, you can see it, it feels good. But not everything that is good to me is good for me. It's in the Bible. And if anything is done too much to an excessive level, it can become dangerous. So just because it's fun doesn't mean it should be done on a regular basis. Really. So again, I don't know who needed to hear this, and I'm going to quickly run through the 7 for everybody. I am Keith K.L. Belvin. Again, I thank you for checking me out this morning. Make sure that you have liked, shared, and tagged a couple people. So number 1 on the 7 things that people, 7 reasons why people self-medicate. To numb their feelings, number 1. Number 2, to avoid struggles in their lives. Number 3, to cope with depression and anxiety. Number 4, to fill an emotional void. Number 5, to have fun. Number 6, to deal with grief. And number 7, because it feels good. I don't know who needed that. I don't know what you're dealing with. What I know is that my link is in my bio. There's a Linktree link in my bio. Click it, and it will take you to a discovery page. You'll see it'll say discovery page. That discovery is the form that you fill out to set up an opportunity to speak with me. I'm here. I try to show up every day for you. I show up because this is my platform, my format, my thing to say to you, I'm here to help you. Now, I want to read that quote that I started at the beginning again. I want to read that to you again. I hide my true feelings to avoid causing you trouble or pain. I act strong to show you that I am not unreliable. I hold my tears back to show you that I am happy. But what hurts the most is knowing the fact that I am none of these things I portray to be. And the sad part about that is it leads people to alternative ways to deal with their own pain. And there's a ton of that on social media. I don't know what the percentage is. I don't have access to that data, but I can tell you that a lot of people, I would say the majority of people, are sending their representatives on social media. You're not, and I think that's in the high 80s. I'm gonna be real with you. I think most of the people on social media are only giving you a glimpse of what they want you to see. And because of that, you can't trust everything that you see. That is why I say get on a call with me. Let's get away from social media. Get on a call with me. And when you have a conversation with me, you're going to see that I am who I say I am. I bring the same energy. I am not disrespectful. I'm not one of those people who show up in this view one way and then behind the scenes, I'm treating you like trash. Not my style. Often I have to remind myself to do this because I honestly don't want to be on social media. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm on because my coach says I need to be on, and I'm not going to mute myself. But I'm going to be honest with you. It is very difficult for me at times because I just don't want to be here because of what I see often in social media. But I know that if I mute my voice like I did before, then that voice is filled with a lot of folks out here who's harming people. And I can't sit back and let that rock. Okay? So again, I am Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, award-winning author, educator, and man of God who wants to see you get better. Now, who you are, I don't know until you introduce yourself, but I'm here and I'm waiting on you. And I got a spot for you, but you better hurry up. Them spots is filling up. And the reason why is because I want to help people. So as you hear me say all the time, bring me your pain. Yes, bring me your pain. Don't hesitate. Bring it. And we go, bring me your pain. Yes, bring me your problem. And the reason why is because I believe we can fix this. I believe that together you and I can come to some type of solution that's going to help fix your problem or at least set you in the right direction. but I can't do any of it if you're quiet. I can't do any of it if you're silent. I need you to be able to come to me and say, Keith, I'm ready. And then we go from there, we work together. And if you are a church leader, let me say this before I close. If you are a church leader, you're connected to a church leader, please have them contact me. I build mental health ministries by helping churches and showing churches that they can put things in place that can offer the mental health services to their parishioners. I help provide those services, as well as I help them connect with also other mental health providers or clinicians inside their own body, inside the church. And we put this together. And so this is what I do. All right, let me get ready to get out of here. What we got today? We got Escape. Let's go, Escape. Do you want to? Let me see. Here we go. Come on. Oh, wait, what's going on here? Come on. Oh, yeah. Let's go, Escape. Mm. 90s R&B, baby. Early 2000 R&B. Love it. Come on, here we go. Tiny was an okay singer, not the best voice though. I forget the other lead singer's name. I think she's sexy too, as a big sister of Chocolate, but that's just me. I digress. To all my Escape fans, y'all can tell me the names. I don't remember. I just know Tiny only because you see her often. But all right, guys, I want you to have a wonderful day. Be safe. Do you want to? Like I. Have a wonderful day, guys. God bless. Peace. Man.